Alright guys, so right now it looks like Amir Khan is the front runner for a fight with Floyd Mayweather. Let's go ahead and talk about the situation and let's go ahead and weigh in on it. Amir Khan has really been looking shaky in his last couple of fights. Um, but his name has really been thrown around in these rumors for fighting Mayweather for the past, couple of years now. There was a time when people were really excited about this fight. I know there was a time where I was definitely really excited about this fight. Um, but the Amir Khan we have in front of us hasn't really looked good in a long time. So the fact that this fight is kind of being put back on the table so soon is a little bit surprising. You know what I mean? I think it's possibly, in my opinion, a little bit premature for us to be talking about Amir Khan versus Floyd Mayweather, especially when we just saw Mayweather easily beat Canelo Alvarez. And this was one of the guys that a lot of people thought was going to be the best guy to even give Mayweather a challenge. And it was easy work for Mayweather. So, and Amir Khan right now with all of these flaws, it just seems like it's just not going to be the same fight that it was before. But let's just go ahead and just look at all the different things that are going on here. Um, Number one, Mayweather has to fight four more opponents. He's got to fight four more opponents. So, who do you guys want him to fight? I made a video where I talked about that and I said, okay, who do you guys want Mayweather to fight next? And it seemed like, usually I get a good amount of comments on my videos, but people were struggling to really throw out legit names that's possible for Mayweather to fight. Right now, all you're hearing is people going up to the next guy, which I guess is Golovkin, who they're trying to throw out there. But you're not hearing too many names at welterweight or at 154 who people want him to fight, and that's because he's kind of running out of options at this point. Um, and I guess part of that is really due to the whole top ranked Golden Boy situation, because if we didn't have that cloud there, we could easily say Timothy Bradley and Pacquiao, but those guys appear as of right now to not necessarily be on the table. So that just makes it even more harder. Um, but let's continue back on this whole Amir Khan drama. Okay, so Amir Khan has a fight scheduled with Devin Alexander. Okay, he's allegedly pulled out of this fight because the Mayweather team and obviously himself, they don't want to risk Khan taking a loss right now. Because if Khan loses before he gets a chance to fight Mayweather, it's the end of it. It's just over. It's just not going to happen. I mean, this fight, as of right now, already doesn't have a huge amount of credibility. So they definitely can't risk Khan taking a devastating loss, or even just looking bad in a fight leading up to this kind of fight. I'll say this that's a positive about this fight if it happens. The only positive that I could think of about this fight is that Mayweather will finally, for the first time in a long time, be fighting somebody who's not Mexican and flat-footed. That's the only real positive I could say about it. And that's not me taking credit away from Mayweather, okay, of the fact of the opponents that he's beat. And that's not me taking credit away from those fighters who fought him. I'm just saying it's been the same model of fighter, and everybody kind of knows it. It's kind of been the same model of fighter. So this is somebody who's finally a little bit outside of the box, okay, in a lot of ways. Um, you know, that being said, like I said, the fight for me doesn't hold a whole lot of cachet right now at the moment, just because we just need to see Khan prove himself some more. And that fight between him and Devin Alexander was a chance for Khan to do that. But I think Khan realized that that was a fight that he probably wasn't going to look good in. Even if he did manage to somehow get that win, which would have been a very hard win for him to get, if he would have managed to get the win, he probably figured he wouldn't look as great in that fight as he needs to get Mayweather's attention. So right now, like I said, man, this is one of the names being thrown out there. I thought, if anything, Mayweather would go the route of fighting Danny Garcia. That's what I thought because Danny Garcia, that fight is more developed between Garcia and Mayweather than a fight between Khan and Mayweather right now. You know, Khan I feel like needs at least a really big fight to get people buzzing about that again. So that to me is kind of like a end of the year fight maybe for him and Mayweather. I don't know. I just don't see that as the next fight. So it just seems kind of weird. I will say this, something that you might want to take notice too about Mayweather. Just because this fight's being talked about doesn't mean it's the next fight that's going to happen. Mayweather has done this all the time where they poke a name out there, they let everybody kind of feel out that fight, kind of wrap their mind around that fight happening, and then they go in a totally different route. And he does that for a lot of reasons. One, he does it so he can kind of see how the fans kind of feel about this fight. Okay. Two, he does it so that the person whose name that he throws out there, in this case Amir Khan, they're not going to get extra attention. The media is going to pay extra attention to them. So basically, it's free publicity for the fight. It's free marketing. He's basically marketing the fight long before it happens. So he did this with Robert Guerrero. If you remember, he threw out Robert Guerrero's name a long time before he actually ended up fighting Guerrero, just to kind of wrap people's mind around that and get more attention to Robert Guerrero. So that's what might be happening in this point. And we know Khan is going to soak up all the attention he could get from this, and go crazy in the media. So it's only going to magnify the fight even bigger. So like what I'm saying basically is don't think that this fight is the next guaranteed fight that's going to happen just because they're saying things like, oh, Khan is the front runner and these things like that. You really aren't going to know until it's signed in the dotted line. If I had to take my best guess, I still say that Mayweather leans toward Danny Garcia. He's coming off of that win over Lucas Matisse. It's the name he's going to get more credit for beating, and it's someone who people are going to think has more of a chance to beat Mayweather than Khan at the moment. And in the meanwhile, I see Khan probably taking an easy fight, looking good in that fight, and then getting ready for his Mayweather fight. So that's what I think is going to happen. Like I said, this fight in itself, the fight itself, I don't really have a problem with at all. I think at least it'll be refreshing to see Mayweather fight someone different. Heck, if you don't like the fight, don't just say you don't like the fight. Actually say somebody you want to see Mayweather fight at this stage right now. Give me some names. Um, I don't mind the fight. I don't like the timing of the fight. I think it's bad timing. I think that it shouldn't be happening now. Khan hasn't earned it, and he just isn't in a stage right now where he looks like he could even be competitive in this fight. It's just I don't know. I just don't see it right now. You guys let me know what y'all think. Who is Mayweather gonna fight next?